Hello and welcome to my vlog for October 2014. My name's Negative and let's get cracking. Now, content. This is what we're planning to do in the next month. We may do more. Don't know. We'll see how we go. We're going to continue with our tutorial series on Factorio. I've covered a lot of things in the game, and I plan to continue that. We haven't nearly covered everything. I've still got quite a few things on my list to do. If there's something you'd like me to see, make sure you send it through, because I'm keen to help where I can anyway. Next we're going to be continuing with our Factorio Fix-It. I've got 5 actually uploading as we speak, and they'll go up in the next couple of days. I'm obviously recording this a little bit ahead of time. It's the 29th today, so they'll come out over the next couple of days, and that'll be good. I'll continue on with that. I've just received another one on email too, from a fellow by the name of Mr. Anderson, and that should be fun because he's a boss. He always comments on my videos with great ideas, and he's got to rocket defense. So I'm keen to have a check out his factory and see what he's done there. Next, we're going to continue with our Factorio speedrun. Started this a couple of weeks ago, and I'll continue soldiering on with that. Seems to be going really well. Lots of people are watching, which is awesome. And yeah, it's actually a funny story how it started. I was like, well, I've got kind of 2 choices. I can do Factorio hard mode or Factorio speedrun. And hard mode's been done. No one's done a speedrun though, not on YouTube. And I was like, oh, I'll just play for 20 minutes and I'll see how I go. And next minute it was midnight and I'd been playing for 3.5 hours. So I was like, yeah, this is now a series. Lastly, Kerbal Space Program. It hasn't really been getting a lot of views on my channel. I think that's because I'm really known for Factorio and my Factorio stuff, but I'm going to continue on soldiering on with my KSB stuff because I love the game. And the entire point of my channel is not to sell out. I want to play what I want to play, and I want to play KSP. I want to launch Green Fogs into space, so that's what I'm going to do. Now, my release plan for the next month, I'm planning to go to 2 a day. 3 a day was doable, but I'm just going to try and increase the quality. Basically, I think the difference between 3 a day and 2 a day is will be a fair bit, and this way I can focus on these 2 series, so speedrun and history repeats itself. That'll be my main focuses, and then I'll just throw in extra stuff around it. So the tutorials, the fix-its, and also the Hydra Dilemma. And basically those videos will come out around these 2. The Hydra Dilemma normally gets released on its own time schedule, in line with the other boys that are playing the series with me. Normally it's a day, or well, that's what we aim for, a day after the previous video, so there's one a day. So that runs on its own time zone, but the tutorials and the fix-its I'll just be uploading probably at midday in the 2 PM plus GMT. Sorry, plus 9.5 GMT time slot, and then I'll be including random stuff, so any other things that I happen to do. So I'm, for example, uploading my Twitch streams, the live games that I played over the weekend. I'll be uploading them and putting them online as well, which I'll just throw out there, put them on the channel for prosperity. If people want to watch them, great. If you don't, that's cool too. Now, Twitch, it was kind of just a random thing. It's been a pretty random month. I've just been trying a few things, and it seems that yeah, both the speedrun and Twitch have been really successful. Really happy with how they've gone. One night I was just like, oh, OBS has streaming in it. Let's just see how it goes. And I actually ended up with a couple of viewers straight off the bat, and I was just fucking around with it basically. So what I'm going to do is, because people seem to want to watch me play live, and I love interacting with people as I play, because they can ask questions and I can answer their questions, and they can rip me off and I can call them idiots, and it's good fun. So I'm planning to do 1 or 2 per week, and the times most likely will be Sunday night and Sunday morning. That's normally how it'll work. I don't particularly want to do it through the week, as I'm normally pretty busy, and I don't get too much time to game, and the tendency is for me to end up playing for multiple hours. So the best way of finding out when I'll be streaming is to follow me on twitch.tv, and it's /rootnegative, or to follow me on Twitter, @rootnegative is the handle, and that I'll normally try and promote it a bit. I'm also posting on the Factorio forums if I'm going to be doing Factorio. Now, the games that I'll be playing on Twitch will obviously be Factorio mostly, and also some KSP. As I stated before, I love it, I want to play more of it, and I'm just going to do it, even though it doesn't get watched too much. Not lastly, but nextly, we have improvements, things that I've been working on with the channel. Firstly, sound quality. I finally ditched the old headphone microphone, which I think is a good thing. It didn't do a bad job, but it was a $20 microphone at the end of the day, and there was limits. So now I've got a Blue Yeti, and I think it sounds really, really nice. I've also just got a pop filter today, and you might notice that all the explosions have gone, so those harsh S's and P's aren't coming through the mic anymore, and that's because of this pop filter that I've got sitting in front of my microphone now. So I'm going to continue working on that sound quality though, seeing if I can get the settings right. Speaking of settings, I've also picked up some new recording software. I mentioned it above quickly, but OBS. I've jumped off Fraps and gone to OBS because it seems to be a little bit better, like the quality, the absolute crispness and frame rate of the videos have decreased. Like OBS is real time, so Fraps just rips it fat and saves these huge files that you've then got to encode. So my turnaround for a Fraps recording was about 24 hours, so the next night. So if I played it on Monday night, that video would go live, would be actually available to be released by Tuesday night. So I had to work quite a long lead time into all my videos. I had to be recording a couple of days in advance to get them all to work. I'm still probably going to have to record in advance, but it'll only be 1 day in advance as opposed to 3 or 4 or an entire week in advance. So I think that's a really good thing. The faster turnaround time will really help me and allow me to put out better content quicker. And also OBS obviously allows live streaming, which is awesome. So I'm playing around with the settings, trying to get it all to work. If you know of really good settings for OBS, I've already had one video linked to me, which I've actually used to fine-tune the settings, and really, like, it's ridiculously increased it. So obviously the secret's in the settings there, and I just need to play around with that. Now, I've got my Patreon page up and running, which is really, really good, where I started this channel to fund my gaming addiction, and Patreon is actually a really good way of doing it. It allows people to make a contribution, to set a limit on their contribution, and it allows me a way of tracking who's contributing to my channel, and also reward them. So I need to come up with some rewards for hang on, let's just well, it's not working, wrong button, this button. Rewards. So I need to come up with some rewards for people that do support me. I'm thinking of supporter only multiplayer for starters. I don't know, I need suggestions. Things that I can do to reward people that are back at me, getting behind me, and enjoying what I'm doing. Now, next is upcoming games. I got excited a little while back, and I backed a game on Kickstarter. It was called Code Spells. I found it on Twitter, I think, somewhere there, and basically it's all about making spells from code, hence the name. But it looks really good, and I'm keen to follow the development. I've backed it, so I'm into the actual alpha. Yeah, the alpha release is where I'll be playing, which is due for release around Christmas. So I'll be doing some videos on Code Spells. I tweeted the developers, and they were kind enough and still small enough to answer random tweets from strange YouTubers, and they got back to me and let me know and said, look, we're keen to see people make videos. So I was like, sick, I'm so in. So there'll be some videos on Code Spells coming here around Christmas time, which I'm very excited about. And I think the game has some real promise. Like, it's really, really promising, and it's all going to come down to what the point of the game actually is, because obviously you're going to be making spells using code, but then the question is, what are you going to do? Like, you can't just run around in circles and make spells. Like, so what? It needs depth, it needs a point, and that's where the game will either succeed or fall over. One idea I had, which I thought would be really, really interesting, was if, you know, as a magician, you're just dropped on this random planet, and then you have to survive. Like, survival games are really, really hot right now. Everyone's got a survival game. You know, Factoria's a survival game of a sort. KSP has survival elements where, you know, obviously you've got to get your gerbils back safely. Optional for some players. You know, you got Rust, Days, The Long Dark. What's the other one? Anyway, there's a ton of them right now where survival. So it's very, very hot. So, you know, if code spells went with a survival point, you know, I don't think they'd be doing a wrong thing there. But the point of their game is going to be important. So it's cool. I'm looking forward to seeing what they do there. The next game, I found it actually. Where was I looking? I think it was Twitter, and then one of the indie game news articles actually tweeted about Big Pharma, and it looks right up my alley. Like, really, really custom made for me, basically, because it's a simulator. It's very similar to Factorio, and after it actually got posted on the Factorio subreddit. And that's when I knew, yeah, this game is definitely for me. So I followed the developer. His name's I don't know what his name is. I've forgotten. Complete blank. Anyway, his handle's @twice circled. So get on it, follow it if you want to know more about the game. And it's going to be it's a one-man band at the moment, but it is being released by the guys that did Democracy 3. So that kind of gives it some good promise. I think where it'll fall down is on depth, because Factorio is like a really deep game. There's lots of ways you can succeed and lots of ways you can fail. Looks like the developer's done a few games for phone, so like casual games, and if this turns into a casual game, it'll be like, yeah, so what? This is like Farmville for pharmaceuticals, so what? No one cares. And I'll certainly be heading in the other direction, looking for another game very quickly if that turns out to be the case. But if it's deep enough, this could be freaking awesome. Like, and I mean awesome. But that's enough on that. So we'll see what happens there. I've sent him an email, and it's he's back from the developers back from EGX, which is like a games expo in London, and so it's daytime over there, and he's back from that. So I'm hoping he'll send me an email replying, letting me know if there'll be an early access or something like that. Future games, I've obviously got my list here, the previous suggestions. Let me know if you've got one, something you'd like me to play. I had one suggestion just recently from Prodigy, who's one of my followers from Twitch, who let me know of a game. It's called Hands of Fate. I'm interested. I'm going to do some more research and see if it's something that I want to play. And if it is, I'll play it. If it's not, I won't play it. I mean that nicely. And the other one is Seven Kingdoms. Now, it's actually the Ancient Adversaries version. I had, right, the original, and I've still got it. I've still got the original here on my shelf. Yep, there it is. I can see it. It's on my shelf, right? I have the original Seven Kingdoms game for Windows 98, I think it was. Cracking game. RTS above and beyond its time. So I've just learnt recently that they release a source code and you can play it for free. So I'll be looking forward to playing that if I can get the capture to work. That and Locomotion are in the same boat. If I can get the capture to work, I'll be playing them. If not, I won't be. Let me know if you've got any ideas on how to get things to work there. But if you've got a suggestion, let me know. Apart from that, that's my plan for October. I look forward to seeing you around. Oh, one last thing. just want to know if about unsubscribers. If you've unsubscribed from my videos or my channel, can you let me know in the comments why exactly you did? Because something I've noticed with like the gaming channels is there seems to be a really high turnover. So you'll get 10 subscription and 1 unsubscription, and it's not because you're putting out bad content. I don't think that's the reason, but I want to know what the reason is. It might be that the content is bad, or the content isn't what you're looking for. So, you know, let me know. If you've unsubscribed, let me know why it was that you unsubscribed, because that'll really help. Because I want to, the people that are kind enough to subscribe, I want to know, you know, why they're there, and I want to keep them, because fans are good, and I don't want to piss people off, not if I can avoid it anyway. So, that's that. Look forward to seeing you over the next month. We're going to have a lot of fun. Until next time, take care.